Hell is other people. So says French guy
Jean-Paul Sartre.
in his play No Exit. No Exit is about three people who are literally down there and find themselves tortured by each other. Heck really is other people. This optimistic mantra is a key part of every book I'm going to be talking about today. Station 11, Gone Girl, Slaughterhouse Five, and The Unbearable Lightness of Being. All books about how being alive and being around other people is not bad, just like a lot. Beginning with a story about new beginnings, Station 11 charts the complicated lives of about 5 or 6 main characters depending on how you count, each one united by the book's opening scene, the death of actor Arthur Leander, who has a heart attack on stage while performing King Lear. Immediately afterward, society is thrown for a curveball when a deadly virus kills most of the population, much like an actual curveball. But the end of the world is not the end. The book's story, for the most part, is set 20 years after the pandemic, following the people it's hurt and inspired. A group of actors and musicians known as the Traveling Symphony roam the land, performing Shakespeare and live music. End of the world, and the only people left are theater kids. Yikes. But the book's point is not theater, ew. Much the opposite. For these characters, survival is insufficient. They are not just trying to survive the aftermath of an apocalypse, they're trying to heal from it. This point is especially highlighted in the TV adaptation, wherein, through the use of editing, characters are, in real time, able to process the trauma of the past. Station 11 itself refers to a graphic novel written by one of the main characters, Miranda Carroll. Her grief and trauma is processed into Station 11, which then helps a few other main characters. No spoilers, you then channel their grief into more art. And so the cycle continues. Not everyone responds in healthy ways, but so is the nature of all of us. We need art to heal and to understand each other. Because in the words of this clip from a different TV show unrelated to Station 11, but it's still very relevant here,
people are all we've got.
Too true. What a... Moving on from togetherness to together no thank you. Gone Girl tells the story of Nick and Amy Dunn, a married couple whose marriage is, much like the rickety bridge that took my late father, not steady. The novel opens with Nick coming home to find his living room trashed and wife gone. Girl. Nick is soon made #1 suspect, and we the readers don't even know if we can trust him. Other people are a mystery, and sometimes art is just as pliable as the identities we put on for other people. Gone Girl takes the quote, "other people is all we've got," and turns it into a Lovecraftian nightmare. It points out that the other people we sit next to every day will always remain that. Other. No matter what, you will never truly know a person's true identity. But the book, similar to a speeding locomotive that's derailed onto a rickety bridge, doesn't stop there. It chooses to also ask, what is identity? Are we really ourselves? Or are we simply a collection of fragments from movies, TV, books, the internet, all rolled into a facade put on for those around us? How do we know? And the book doesn't offer any easy answers. By the end it's clear, albeit in a very toxic way, Nick and Amy do kinda belong together. Quote, "I am a thorn bush, bristling from the over-attention of my parents. And he is a man of 1,000,000 little fatherly stab wounds, and my thorns fit perfectly into them. The resolution of connection is not a happy one. It's like when you shake someone's hand after they've just used the bathroom and their hand's kinda damp. It's gotta just be sink water, right?" No longer are the individuals we associate with, possibly conniving murderers, they are no longer individuals at all. They are soldiers, men who fight for a just cause. But as Edwin Starr would famously say, war, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Slaughterhouse Five is a lot of a book. Its story, if you want to call it that, is about Billy Pilgrim, who is unstuck in time and experiences his life out of order. Because of this, the book has no clear beginning or end. The author, Kurt Vonnegut, tells us so himself. Quote, "There is no beginning, no middle, no end, no suspense, no moral, no causes, no effects. What we love in our books are the depths of many marvelous moments seen all at one time." Perhaps this is what motivates Vonnegut's creation of the Tralfamadorians, an alien race that sees all of time all the time, every moment all at once. The night sky is a spaghetti to them, and humans are a centipede of babies aging into old, dead men. They at one point abduct Billy. What does this have to do with war? Exactly. Their presence is just as absurd as the idea of bombing possibly 250,000 innocent people. But it all happened, and it will always have happened. Quote, "All moments, past, present, and future, always have existed, always will exist." Finally, we reach the end of our journey, the book that presents us with the ultimate quandary. Is it better to live with all this dog doo-doo weight, like war, bad intentions, and togetherness, or the grody bird bathwater of lightness? No connections, no stress, no responsibility. Do we even need to read books? Unbearable Lightness of Being charts the lives of Thomas and Teresa, and a few of the people around them, each one dealing with their own unbearable weight, whether it be light or heavy. So which one is better? Well, the book's not clear about either one. Take the idea of compassion. The book says, quote, "For there is nothing heavier than compassion. Not even one's own pain weighs so heavy as the pain one feels with someone. For someone, a pain intensified by the imagination and prolonged by 100 echoes." Yikes! Doesn't sound fun. But then the book goes and says, quote, "The heaviest of burdens is therefore simultaneously an image of life's most intense fulfillment. The heavier the burden, the closer our lives come to the earth, the more real and truthful they become. Conversely, the absolute absence of burden causes man to be lighter than air, to soar into heights, take leave of the earth and his earthly being, and become only half real, his movements as free as they are insignificant. What then shall we choose? Weight or lightness? That's the question you're supposed to be answering, book." Ultimately, the book suggests it may not be up to us how we live our lives. The things that dictate us could be love, fear, or an oppressive government. Is then the question not lightness or heaviness, but how do I even get there? Heck is other people, but maybe, sometimes, heck is ourselves, and other people just reflect that to us. They force us to make choices, to react, to exist, willingly or not. Personally, I like to live life on the edge of both, never knowing if the man behind me is my best friend or my worst enemy. I'm Thomas Johannes. Thank you, and good night.